aim of the experiment is to determine the hysteresis loss in a transformer. For that we are using the apparatus. First is a CRO, cathode ray oscilloscope. Then we have a transformer inbuilt available in the kit. This is the transformer, primary and secondary side of the transformer, and connecting wires. As you can see here, these are the different connecting wires available on the kit. Now here you can see that CRO X plate. Here it is mentioned CRO X plate. X plate means X axis of the CRO, which is taken from here, that is a current, and because it is connected in a series with your transformer primary, and from the secondary side we are keeping a voltage, that is a part of your y-axis. So y-axis is connected with your voltage. So y-axis will go to the CRO, cathode ray oscilloscope, CRO on a channel Y. You can see here it is mentioned channel Y, and channel X, which is connected with primary of the transformer, which measures the current. Using this knob, potentiometer, this is just a variable knob, you can vary the current, and the secondary side, this particular knob is used to vary the voltage. So this is the basic picture or basic idea of the hysteresis loss of the transformer, how you are going to check. So this emitter is connected. You can see this is the connection. This is connected with the emitter to measure the current, and this is connected with the voltmeter to measure the voltage of the transformer. Okay, and similarly X channel is connected with CRO, and Y channel is also connected with the CRO. So these are the different connections. Now first of all, when you are going to connect with the CRO, we have to check X and Y, means we have to connect X and Y both the terminals. So now we are operating in X and Y mode. So from here you can select XY mode. So if it is like this, you press and select the XY mode, not the single channel, you have to select the XY mode. Now in the XY mode you have to press this ground potential to check it is grounded or means this dot is at the middle or not. If it is not, then you can shift Y position and you can shift X position from this node, and you can keep at the middle, at the center. So it's like this, and then after you remove this ground position, so it looks like this. Now switch on this particular kit. So once you switch on this particular kit, right now I have already said, so it will display. Okay, so once you switch on the kit, then you are going to see this type of BH curve pattern on the CRO. Here you have to measure according to the observation table. In your observation table, you have to measure the current, you have to measure the voltage, you have to measure the area of the loop where the BH curve is available, area of the rectangle, and omega, where omega is indicate the hysteresis loss per unit volume per cycle, which is measured is joule per cycle, and it is denoted as, you can call as a power also. So it is denoted as VI into area of the BH loop divided by F into pi into area of the rectangle, where F is indicate the frequency which is measured in cycle per second or in hertz, that is a 50 hertz. So F is nothing but it is a 50 hertz you have to take, and pi is nothing but 3.14, as we know. V and I you have to take from the reading. So here this will measure your current reading, which is 19.1, and voltage is 10.56. So the first reading is 19.1 and 10.56. So once you are taking this reading, Table, the first reading is current, second reading is voltage, third reading is area of the loop, fourth reading is area of the rectangle for magnetizing and demagnetizing part, and finally you have a W. W is nothing but your losses, calculation of this hysteresis losses. So now here in this particular kit you can see the first is going to show you the milliampere current reading. Second will show you the voltage reading. So here you have 19.1, that is a current reading. So I am just mentioning 19.1 as a current reading and 10.53, that is a voltage reading. The area of the loop, how you are going to calculate? So area of the loop is nothing but this is your loop. So in this BH curve, whatever your loop is there, that whole loop you have to count the area of this loop. So first square, the whole square, second whole square, or either you can find out for the half and you just make it double, so that will be the total area of the loop, because this half and this half will be the same. So here you can see that the one square, this half and this half, that will make 2. So this half and this half, that is 1. This is another one whole square, so 2. Then this one is half and this one is also half, so that is a 3. Similarly you can also find out here also 4, 5 and 6, or if you don't want to make that way, then 3 into 2 you can make it 6. So total area of the loop, it is 3 into 2, you can make it 6, or either you can calculate the total. And whenever you are going to calculate the area of the rectangle means whenever it is going to start the magnetizing effect and then after demagnetizing effect. So first half rectangular part that you have to consider. So that is divided from here. So this is first, second, third, fourth. So that is the area of the rectangle we are taking. So that is 2 by 2. 4 squares are there. So 2 by 2, x-axis 2 and y-axis 2. So total it is a 4. So 4 square are there. It is nothing but it is a voltage into current into area of the BH loop divided by frequency, that is 50 Hertz or unit is cycle per second, pi 3.14. W is nothing but the hysteresis loss per unit volume per cycle, that is joule per cycle. So that is nothing but it indicates your hysteresis losses in the transformer. Have taken, calculate the W as per the equation. Similarly you have to take the second reading. For that what you can do, you can increase your knob in x-axis as for the current as well as for the voltage. Don't go only for current increase or only voltage increase, otherwise it will not show you the proper reading. Your BH curve is not properly defined. So here you are going to increase your current like this. So you can see x-axis is going to vary. Now once you are going to increase the voltage, it shows the y-axis is going to change. So according to this you can increase x and y, and you try to make it proper square, so that reading you can take easily as well as you can get the proper graph. So here and before you are going to select, just check the position of the dot. So if the position of the dot is not properly at the center, now kindly keep it at the center, then again you just cross check your signal. So now increase the voltage up to certain value and then after increase the current. So this way you can increase in voltage and current. Now you can measure the reading. So here the loop area. Loop area is nothing but count the number of squares. So 1, Okay, first you can count upper half and then you just multiply by 2. So there's 1, 2, 3. 3 is whole square. This is not exactly half, but it is slightly less than half. And this is more than half. So this will consider as a 1. So 3 plus 1 it is 4. Similarly here it is 5. And this one is 6. Similarly here 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 and 6. So total it is a 6 into 2, that is a 12. So 6 into 2, the area of the loop, 6 into 2, that is a 12. Another thing is that you can count the upper rectangle portion. So you can see that from here you are going to start counting, then 1, 2 and this will take, I think, 4 division, not exactly the 3 by 3. So 2.8 and here it is 3 division. So 3 into 2.8 you can take, multiply this, that will be the area of the rectangle. Voltage and current which is measured here, voltage will be 10.53 and the current will be 19.9. And from that you can calculate the hysteresis losses and you make a conclusion.